Hi everyone, today I'm going to review the first 4 episodes of the new Doctor Who season. So it'll be split into 2 parts like I did last year. So the first part will cover the first 4 episodes and the second part will cover episodes 5, 6, 7 and 8. So I've got mixed feelings about this season so far, good and bad. And the first story is called The Robot Revolution, written by Russell T Davies. And it introduces the companion Belinda Chandra. So Belinda's a nurse, and in the story it starts with her and a boyfriend, and the boyfriend asks her to marry him and she turns him down, and he's got a certificate of a star that he bought for her. So years later these robots capture him and turn him into sort of like an AI intelligence, and he makes them come for her later. And that's what the story is about, her being captured and taken to this planet. So she's actually a good companion. She's grumpy and takes no shit off people. However, it's let down by a ridiculous story. For instance, how did the aliens know that her boyfriend had bought the star for her and come and captured him? That's ridiculous. And it's just Russell T Davies talking down to the fans, thinking they'll swallow anything. And right at the beginning, when I saw Belinda and a boyfriend and he happened to be white, a red flag popped up straight away. I knew he'd be a villain, because he can't have a white straight male who's not a villain in the new show. So it's all about toxic masculinity, about straight males always being nasty twats. And Belinda even has a line where she says it's Planet of the Incels. An incel means a person who can't get a woman. But it is an improvement over last year's first episode, Space Babies, which was dreadful. But it's definitely a disappointing first story. For some reason, they always start their seasons with a poor story. So I'll give this one a 3 out of 10. A terrible start, even though the companion's good. I liked her. She's very fiery. So the second episode is called Lux, also written by Russell T Davies. And this one's set in the 1950s, featuring a creepy cinema. And in the story, there's a god, the god of light, and it goes inside the film projector. And the guy who's running the cinema, who's working in the cinema, running the films, he actually sees his dead wife, because the god of light creates this fantasy for him. There's also a good scene where the Doctor and Belinda turn into animation. So it's a really bizarre scene where you see them two as cartoons. Very strange story. And there's also a great scene where they break the fourth wall. The Doctor and Belinda meet these fans. And the fans are of the show Doctor Who. And they know all about the Doctor. They're even talking about episodes, saying the favourite episodes, Blink. I thought that was an amazing scene. However, it is a dig at fans. Like Russell T Davies seems to have an axe to grind this season. He must have took it badly, all the negative reviews of last season. So he's deliberately wrote a scene to take the mickey out of fans that don't like the show. There's even a scene where Mrs. Flood, a character who keeps popping up this season and last season, she actually says that the show has a limited run and will end on the 24th of May. I thought that was totally weird. That's kind of referring to the show will get cancelled. However, I did find the ending a bit disappointing, where the god just rises into the sky. But it's a really bizarre story. Breaks the fourth wall, and I thought it was a underrated gem. I'd actually give this one a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Next up is The Well. This is co-wrote by Russell T Davies. It's about this mining colony in the future where there's only one survivor. A force, an alien that's destroying the other members. It's actually a sequel to the 2008 episode Midnight, a David Tennant episode, which is a classic really. This sequel's not a patch off Midnight. Bizarrely enough, this episode's highly regarded among fans. They really enjoyed it. But I found it rather dull and boring in places. There's also diversity casting. The cast is deaf actress. There's a great amount of time focused on her character, and it actually becomes boring because it's just sign language and there's subtitles, and it just focused too much on her. It slowed the episode down for me. I was also annoyed by the Doctor in this episode, the scene where he's crying. It's getting really annoying, this now, seeing him bloody crying all the time. He looks a right sissy. I just thought it was an average episode, really, not a patch off midnight. So I'll give this one a 6 out of 10. And finally, we get Lucky Deer. And this one isn't wrote by Russell T Davies, although with him being the showrunner, he'll have had a lot of influence with it. So it's a Doctor-lite story where the Doctor isn't in much. And I actually really like these stories where the Doctor's not in much. So there's episodes like Blink where the Doctor's not in much. Love and Monsters is another one. And like last year, 73 Yards. This is very much like that. So it's the return of Ruby Sunday and also the return of Unit. And it's also probably, because there's going to be a spin-off soon, The War Between the Land and the Sea, which features Unit. So this is like a bit of a preview of what's to come. Getting the audience used to Unit again. So Millie Gibson's outstanding in this. The episode features her meeting a boyfriend who happens to be white and straight. Red flag up again, he's going to be a villain. So she gets betrayed by him. It's basically a dig at YouTube influencers, like people like myself. So he doesn't believe about what Ruby Sunday said about flying with the Doctor and meeting all these aliens. He thinks it's a load of rubbish. So it's a dig at people like that who don't believe anything. It's also a dig at people who are never happy with the show. So there's the scene right at the end when the Doctor lands the TARDIS on top of him, so he goes inside the TARDIS when he's in jail, and there's a big speech between him and the Doctor. And it's sort of a dig at fans who criticise the show, that they're never happy. They want to spoil it for other fans who like the show. So it's a dig at that, really. So Russell T Davies definitely has an axe to grind this season. However, I did like this episode. I think I'd give it about a 9 out of 10. Just it's not a patch off last year's 73 Yards, which was excellent. So I do like Millie Gibson, who's the companion in this. She's a bit of a miss this year. So overall, these first 4 episodes are an improvement over last season. I thought the companion was really good, although I do prefer Millie Gibson. And oddly enough, I found that the Doctor's toned down a bit this year. He's not as gay. Whereas last year, he was a right bloody sissy. The only thing about the Doctor this year that's still annoying is the scenes where he cries. I don't know why they keep doing that every episode. Russell T Davies definitely has an axe to grind. He seems to be pissed off with fans. Certain fans who criticise the show. The ratings are awful as well. The last episode only got 1.5 million overnight, which is terrible, the lowest ever. So I guess a lot of people are touching grass like they did last year. Anyway, look out for part 2 and I'll be reviewing episodes 5 to 8. Then I'll do a ranking video. So, bye everyone. Bye.